What's up, guys? Welcome to episode number 1 of Jay's Guide to Gains. So, I know the name's cheesy. It's going to be a super simple cooking show here. I'm going to get my Rachel Ray on, basically, but as you guys know, I love food, right? If you follow me on Snapchat, if you don't, JAY_Azeltine. If you follow me on Snapchat, you know I love food. I cook a lot of basic stuff, but end of the day, I get a lot of questions about super simple food, like how to cook a sweet potato, right? So, I'm going to run you guys through a lot of the basics. So the first 5 to 10 videos of this series, Jay's Guide to Gains, are going to be really basic. And then as I go, I'll probably start to experiment with some more interesting stuff like this. I have a whole recipe book for sweet potatoes. And it gets pretty in-depth, which I don't usually go real in-depth with my cooking. Like I said, I keep it simple, but we'll start experimenting after we knock out the basics. So what we're going to start with is the sweet potato, right? So step number 1 here is to take a fork and literally you're going to just poke holes all the way up and down the whole sweet potato. Super simple. And you want to go about, it doesn't have to be scientific, right? I'm not going to try to act like it needs to be, but I go like an inch between each hole. And the point of it is just basically let it breathe when it's in the microwave, which is going to be step number 2. So, just go all the way around it, just stab the shit out of it. Not too crazy, right? And why I like to use the microwave instead of the oven, because you can use the oven to cook a sweet potato. And that's what I did when I first started. Interesting story real quick. I had never eaten a sweet potato until 2 years ago when I did my first prep. And Corey told me to do a carb load because I was real depleted. He said, try sweet potato. I was like, alright, I probably won't like it. I don't like orange food or anything that's out of the norm. I tried it ever since I've been in love with them. So now I eat sweet potatoes every day. But I do the microwave though because it's like less than 10 minutes to cook it, opposed to the oven, which is like an hour. So why would I want to wait an hour to eat? Step number 1.5 is run under the water. And then step number 2 is the microwave, right? So depending on the size, this is like what, medium? To me this is a medium sized sweet potato. I get the fat ass ones usually if they have them. This is medium, so I would go 4 minutes to start. We'll let it cook, and then after it cooks the first 4 minutes, kind of see how soft it is, flip it over and go another 4 minutes, right? And the goal, which we'll see in a second, is to be real soft. You don't want it to be hard at all, and then we'll go from there. Alright, this is step 2.5. Take the sweet potato. This is some crazy stuff here, groundbreaking shit. Flip it over on its other side and put it in the microwave for another 4 minutes. I'm telling you, you might have to go backwards and replay that just so you don't miss anything. Flip it over, another 4 minutes. Boom, boom. Alright, let's do the test here. So, it's a little bit harder than usual, but I think it's just how ripened the sweet potato is, but you'll see you'll be able to push down into it. It'll be a little bit soft. It could probably go a little bit longer, but it's good. It'll do. So, next step, step number 3, moving along, is what we're going to do. Again, it's real groundbreaking shit. Don't miss this. Might have to go backwards. You take the knife, and you're just going to go down the middle. And if you're a real weirdo, you might want to eat the skin. I refuse to eat the skin. I know a few people that eat the skin, and I've never tried it. It seems disgusting to me, but to each his own. So, cut it down the middle, right? Got that step, and then when you're going to take the knife, and you're going to go around the edges. So, just to carve out the orange contents, you're going to go around the outside to get the skin off. Boom, pull that skin off. Sometimes it comes off easier than others. This one wasn't bad. I try to get all of that brown skin off of the orange actual sweet potato, right? Take it, throw it in the bowl, pull off the other side. Sometimes you don't even have to cut it, just pulls off real easy. Boom, in the bowl, right? Step number 4, take a fork or a spoon, and you're gonna mash the shit out of it. So I like mashed sweet potatoes. I don't like them like this. You could eat them like this and just roll that way, but I like mashing them up. It just makes them better in my opinion. Mash, 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 mash. Spend some time here. The more you mash, the softer it's going to be and less chunky. Sometimes if you don't mash it, it's just real chunky, which to each its own. So once you get it mashed up, the next step is you have a few options here. So coconut sugar, what organic coconut sugar is, it's a brown sugar alternative. It's a lot lower glycemic on the glycemic index, so it doesn't spike your insulin as much, right? So usually I try not to spike my insulin. I've had blood sugar issues before, so I try to keep my blood sugar pretty even, which is another good thing about the sweet potatoes. They're really low glycemic, so they don't really spike your insulin like fruit per se. So you got this option, but if you want to keep your blood sugar more leveled out, a better option is stevia. So I usually use the stevia, right? So stevia is a sugar substitute, and it pretty much has like 0 calories, 0 sugars, pretty much 0 macros across the board. So I usually do about 2 tablespoons, which is 2 servings, across the top. And then, something I just started adding recently, I used to not do this, but people have been Snapchatting me telling me to try it. Cinnamon, it's a game changer. So, cinnamon I get a little crazy with. Usually put a couple of servings on there, go hard. 4 drops. Then you're gonna mash it all up together again. Boom, boom, boom. And then the next step, because I don't really usually like to eat it burning hot. Same thing with coffee. I don't like hot coffee. I do cold iced coffee. I will usually take this, put it in the freezer for say 2 minutes or so, and I'm not gonna freeze it solid, of course, but just so it's cold. And then also another step. This is pretty much what I do every time. 1 second. This is the icing on the cake. Take your peanut butter. I put peanut butter on everything. Put some peanut butter on your sweet potatoes. Just a little bit. I usually just do a serving, tablespoon. Don't get too crazy. And literally just right on top. And it mixes. It's like a match made in heaven. Let's give it a try. Ooh. I feel like I died and went to heaven. Holy shit. That's perfect sweet potato. One other thing you could try as well is off the charts. Excuse me. Is bacon. Crazy as it sounds, if you put bacon on your sweet potato, great combination. But there you have it. Simple. What was that? 4 or 5 steps. Less than 10 minutes, including cooking time. Got your sweet potato down. I really like to do these post-workout. Like I said, I try to stay away from the really high glycemic, sugary foods for the most part. I try to keep my blood sugar pretty stable. This is something you could do during the day even, if you're trying to get more carbs without spiking your insulin and having that crash during the day. But yeah, it's real simple. Less than 10 minutes. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. We'll be back for episode 2 soon. Peace.